And welcome to the Cosmic Energy Forecast for the week of January 19th to the 25th, 2021. Take a deep breath in, because let's try not to lose our shit this week, huh? No joke. The effect of this powerful energy of these last couple weeks and what is literally coming within the next 1 to 2 weeks will have many of us in a corner, backed up into a corner. I mean, that's the sense that you're going to feel. That's the energy that you're going to feel. Now, what happens when people get backed up into a corner or trapped into a corner? They retaliate, right? Exactly. That's exactly what we're going to sense. That's exactly what we're going to feel. It's what we're going to experience this week, is this inner sense. But it's not, well, it will be projected outward, because that's what we do as human beings. We project all the time. But if we're conscious about what we're doing, hopefully we will work through this instead of projecting it out into the universe. So that's really what's going to feel like will happen this entire week. Like, it's going to be not just one day, it'll be several days here. And in fact, it was happening like over the weekend, and it got worse, and it will get worse as we go through the week. So this is energy that is caused by this deep hunger to know. We just want to know the truth already, right? Like, we just want to know. Just tell us the dang truth. Like, what's really happening here? Like, you have this deep inner frustration. It's a deep hunger, this deep seeking that we have. And when we feel this internal pressure, it's literally coming from the inside. We have this internal pressure to know and to experience life differently. Yet, a good portion of humanity are not making the changes to match this deep pressure. And what happens when you have a lot of pressure? We feel the need to lash out, to sort of let the morals and values escape us, and we revolt. This is super unconsciousness, yet it is a part of the programming. So let's take a look at this at a bigger cosmic kind of a level, right? We have all this pressure coming in from the cosmos saying, change now. And we have this internal drive that's matching that kind of energy. Yet we don't really know what to do with it, because our programming, if we're still stuck in our old belief systems and our old patterns, we're still just trying to move through those belief systems. This creates a lot of internal pressure. And when we have a lot of internal pressure, our common sense escapes us. However, it should not be an excuse. We are still accountable for who we are. We're still responsible for every action, every deed, every thought, every emotion that we experience. Yet it is also a way to transition out of this cornered, enslaved kind of pressure that we're feeling. So for a lot of human beings, this will be the waking point, because that internal pressure will just sooner or later, we're going to combust. So this cornered position makes us question everything. So if you've been working through your own karmic patterns, you're probably like, yeah, I'm questioning absolutely everything right now. That's good. That means that you're letting loose that pressure that's building up inside of you. That's the way that you're probably going to be doing it this week. Questioning everything, which is good. But as humans, we prefer our patterns. Even if they are super dysfunctional and very hurtful, and we know that we want to get out, we know that we want to do something different, we will stay in them, sometimes no matter what, versus the fear of changing ourselves. Craziness. So this cornered pattern will sooner or later explode, and people will find themselves in a crisis, internal crisis. As we have this internal crisis, we project out into the world because that's how we operate as a human being. So there will be crises going on in the world. Keep in mind, this can be an avenue to change, or it will lead to deeper crisis situations. When people are in crisis, they blame, shame, and guilt anyone and everyone they absolutely can, and we're really experiencing that. But over the next week and 2 weeks, we will experience that even more. We will see an abundance of it this week for sure. On the flip side, because we live in a world of duality, so there's always a flip side. If you are not feeling this cornered kind of energy, you may be feeling really exhausted and tired. Like at 9 o'clock this morning, there was this energy that came in that just sort of like wanted to deplete you. Sometimes we pick up that kind of energy so that we don't actually go into the other extreme. It's okay. Take a nap today. So, but if we're not feeling cornered, then you will probably be in a flow kind of a state where you have these brilliant, innovative solutions that come to solve the world's problems. This is the extreme divide that we're experiencing. 2021 is really all about extreme divides. And it's super powerful energy. So unattach from your patterns in a very conscious, very aware manner. So this week, be like in a level of conscious awareness about yourself that you've never experienced before. We do this by being willing to see the patterns. All of the patterns, whether they're good, bad, or ugly, or beautiful, I don't care, but you really want to, like, that's the internal combustion, right? Like, that's the internal cornered, enslaved kind of, I'm in a cave kind of energy. But you really want to start, in order to bust through that kind of energy, you want to look at your patterns, every single one of them. Even if they serve you, you still want to be in awareness that they're going to serve you, right? So that's what we're looking at. That's how we're moving through this energy, is looking at the patterns. Working through some of those old patterns that no longer serve you and looking to the future. Now, the mass consciousness has many, many, many patterns, over eons of patterns, right? And these patterns are the ones that will lead to this deep sense of being trapped. So if you can't see your own patterns, look to the consciousness. That's a way to use the mass consciousness in a reflective kind of way. See what they're doing, what they're creating, and then ask yourself, oh, am I doing that in my own life? That's a way to use reflection so that you're not actually getting caught up in the reflection, or you're not mirroring the reflection. You're looking at it saying, oh, there's a pattern. Am I doing that? Right? The best way to remove yourself from this erratic energy that we're being bombarded with is to take action. If you find yourself in one of those revolving patterns or one of those mirroring kind of patterns, you want to take an action step to get out of it. That's the only way to break a pattern, is to take a new action step. When you take a new action step, it starts a different kind of a pattern. That's how we make change, through action. So focus on your future, right? What a better way to take a new action step than to focus on your future. Disrupt those old belief systems, those old patterns, those old behavioral actions. Disrupt them and take actions that make that future self a reality. Can you feel the power of that? Can you feel the motivation and the excitement about that? However, do not act on impulse. So When I say, can you feel the power of that? Can you feel that motivative kind of energy? It's beginning to move you into your future self. However, when you're looking at your future self this week, particularly because it's all about breaking down old patterns, you don't want to be impulsive with your action steps. You don't want to make rash decisions, and you don't want to act upon your impatience. This will pull you into that cornered, caged type of energy. Can you feel that in the cosmic force, in your own force? Ooh, can you feel that in your own force? There will be lots of anger, lots of rebellion, and lots of erratic behaviors this week because people will just not be able to bring it all together to make this conscious change that we need to move forward. Because they don't know how to break down the patterns, so what happens is that cosmic energy is being forced into themselves, which is causing that combustive kind of state, and that's what will happen. They will just combust. How do we combust? We project. We get angry. We lose all of our consciousness. We lose all of our morals and values, and we just erupt. It's just like a volcano. I mean, the earth is a very good replication of how humans actually operate as well. I mean, we build and build and build and build, and if we're never releasing or working through our stuff, we sooner or later just combust. This pressure is real this week. It's real. So be as kind as you can. Stay future focused on who you want to become, and stay the hell out of the mass consciousness. Try not to lose your shit this week. Oh, don't you love this transformation that we're going through? I mean, it's just freaking amazing. All right, have an amazing week. Take notes, re-listen to this, send it to all of your friends and family so that people can start to work through their energy, understand their own vibration and frequency, and how they either work with the energies or we resist, in which case we're going to be in more of a corner than we ever have been before. We don't want that, right? So share. Don't keep this all to yourself. We love you. We'll see you next week. Have an amazing week.